Today we will narrate a story of the great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani and a Hindu priest that will strengthen your faith. We will present to you the incident of how an entire village of Hindus embraced Islam through the influence of the great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani. Before we begin the story, don't forget to like the video and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's get started. The great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani was traveling to various places to spread the message of Islam. During this journey, he carried a special staff with him. Very few were aware of the miraculous power of this staff. The great saint, along with his disciples, traveled long distances on foot. The main purpose of these journeys was to spread the light of Islam and help those in distress. After several days of travel, the great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani and his disciples passed through a barren land where there was no vegetation or human settlement. The soil was so rough and dry that it seemed impossible for any crop to grow there. In this desolate area, the saint and his disciples noticed a tree completely dry and lifeless. One of the disciples remarked, "This tree is so dry that even birds avoid coming near it." At that moment, they noticed a small group of people gathered around the dead tree. The great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani moved closer toward them. As they approached the tree, they saw a few people standing in a circle, praying to it. They were saying, "O our deity, you once provided us with food, water, and life. This village was once green and prosperous, but ever since this tree became displeased with us, everything has been destroyed. Our once thriving village has now turned barren. O our God, please be pleased with us. Have mercy on us." Then a priest shouted, "We must offer a sacrifice to our great deity. Is there anyone among you willing to dedicate their life at the feet of the God?" The priest and his followers were trying to appease their worshipped deity. They hoped their God would be pleased with them again, and everything would return to how it once was. The great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani and his companions observed this strange scene. One of the saint's disciples asked, "Why are these people prostrating before a dead tree like this? It seems to me that these people are not Muslims." In a calm voice, the great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani replied, "These people are followers of the Hindu faith." Then the saint approached the priest, who was leading the worship and continuously prostrating before the tree. The great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani addressed the priest and said, "Who are you and why are you prostrating before this tree?" The priest observed the saint closely. He was astonished by the saint's powerful presence, radiant face, and gentle demeanor. The saint's serene smile evoked both respect and fear in the priest's heart. The priest thought to himself, "I have never seen anyone so strong yet so humble before." He realized that this was no ordinary man. In a composed voice, the priest replied, "We believe this tree is our Lord. In the past, this tree was green and full of life, and because of its blessings, our village was fertile. We used to grow crops and raise livestock here. But due to some mistake of ours, our deity became angry with us. As a result, the rivers of our village dried up, the soil became barren, and the tree's leaves began to wither and fall. Our ancestors said that if the tree's leaves fall, it means the God is displeased with us. We have tried many things to calm our deity, but he remains angry with us." One of the disciples of the great Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani then asked, "I don't see any settlements in your village. Are there no people here?" The priest said, "There is no water left in this village now. Our livestock are dying of hunger and thirst. To survive, many villagers have left this place. The life we once lived is no longer possible. The river we depended on has dried up. Now we have to walk long distances over scorching hot sand just to fetch water, which is extremely difficult. Our people are exhausted, children are falling sick, and animals are dying because there's no food or water for them. Due to the lack of food, our cattle no longer give milk. Our elders always said that this tree was sacred and blessed. We received many blessings and favors through this tree. Abdul Qadir Jilani asked, "Do you really believe this tree can benefit you?" The priest replied, "This tree can do many things for us. At one time, it granted us blessings that only a true Lord could provide. That is why we believe this tree is our sustainer, our provider of livelihood. It removes our sorrows and answers our prayers. This is why we are trying to please it and seek its help. We hope this tree will show us mercy once again." Abdul Qadir Jilani said, "You prostrate before this tree, but it has no power to grant you blessings. Like all other creations, this tree is merely a creation. It too has a creator. How can a mere creation give you life?" The priest angrily responded, "O respected man, you are mistaken. This tree is our Lord. It protects us and gives us strength. It was because of this tree that our river once flowed with water. And yet you claim it is just an ordinary creation." The priest continued, "You are obstructing our worship and saying that this sacred tree cannot help us. This is the very tree that has protected me for so many years. I am now 80 years old, and my ancestors also worshipped this tree. It was once green and full of life. Just because it has dried up now, should we lose faith? It is our duty to protect and care for this tree." Abdul Qadir Jilani spoke in a calm and gentle voice. "You are trying to keep this tree alive, but if this tree were truly your Lord, you wouldn't need to protect it. The one who created you is the one who sustains you. He provides your livelihood and guides you when you go astray. The Creator never dies. That which perishes or decays can never be a Lord. This is why you should turn to the true Lord, the one who has always existed, exists now, and will always exist. He is the first and the last." The priest replied, "O respected man, who are you speaking of? We have always relied on this tree. We consider it our Lord, and we will continue to do so." Abdul Qadir Jilani said peacefully, "Your belief is completely wrong. A Lord never sleeps, never tires, and shows mercy upon his creation. The Lord of the universe is not like humans, trees, or animals. Allah is one and unique. He has no partners, and none can be compared to him." But the priest refused to accept the saint's words. He insisted, "We will only worship this tree as our Lord. This tree alone is our Lord." Abdul Qadir Jilani then challenged him, "Then call upon someone who can speak to this tree." The priest retorted, "Where would I find such a person? I am the oldest and wisest in this village. Even my calls have gone unanswered by this tree. Who else could it possibly listen to?" Abdul Qadir Jilani replied, "If I speak to this tree, would you have any objection?" The priest, already irritated, snapped, "Who are you? Why would our Lord listen to you?" Abdul Qadir Jilani calmly said, "Who I am is not the important matter. Let me understand why this tree is displeased. Perhaps it will respond to my call." The priest tried to stop him, but his weary followers intervened, saying, "O honorable priest, let him try. We have tried everything. Now let us see if he can succeed." Abdul Qadir Jilani then declared, "I will pray to Allah the Most High." Upon hearing the words of the great saint, everyone was astonished and thought, "Prayer? What kind of thing is that?" Abdul Qadir Jilani raised his hands and supplicated, "O Lord of the universe, your decree prevails over all. You are beyond all limitations. There are no bounds to your power. O sustainer of all creation, save these people from shirk, associating partners with you. This tree is but your creation. Though beneficial to all, these people fail to recognize it as merely a creation. O my Allah, guide us to the straight path. Grant these people understanding so they may realize that you alone are the Lord of all worlds, the most merciful. O most compassionate, open the doors of your mercy." After completing his prayer, the great saint turned to the priest and asked, "From whom did I seek help?" The priest replied, "I don't see anyone here. Surely you must have prayed to this tree for help." Abdul Qadir Jilani said, "Do you truly not understand, or are you pretending not to? I sought help from the one who has no partners, the pure, the Almighty." The priest then retorted, "O respected man, I believe you must be a magician. Are you trying to deceive us with sorcery?" Ignoring the priest's words, the great saint addressed the villagers. "What do you desire? Do you wish for water to return to your village and for this river to flow again? Then I shall pray to my Lord on your behalf." The villagers, exhausted and desperate from their suffering, pleaded, "O noble one, do as you wish. Just save us from this calamity." Moved by their desperate cries, Abdul Qadir Jilani felt deep compassion. He raised his blessed staff toward the withered tree and recited verses from the Holy Quran. Suddenly, by Allah's infinite mercy, a radiant beam of light emerged from the staff. The villagers stood in stunned silence as the light touched the tree. Instantly, the tree sprang back to life, lush, green and vibrant, as if it had never been dry. Even the dried-up river beside it gushed back to life, filled with flowing water. The priest stood speechless, utterly bewildered. He could not comprehend this miraculous event unfolding before his eyes. Abdul Qadir Jilani said, "By the mercy of Allah Almighty, drink from this water." The barren land turned green, the fields became fertile, and the place that had remained unproductive for years became fruitful within moments. The thirsty villagers drank the water and exclaimed, "We have never tasted water so sweet and delicious before. We've never seen the river flow like this near this tree." Abdul Qadir Jilani declared, "O servants of Allah, the Almighty has granted this water through His infinite mercy." The priest addressed the saint and said, "O respected one, please reveal your identity." The saint replied, "I am but a humble servant of Allah. My only purpose in life is to spread the message of oneness of God." The priest persisted, "But how did you accomplish this impossible feat?" Abdul Qadir Jilani answered, "You misunderstand. I have no power of my own. All power belongs to Allah alone. He has merely opened the doors of His mercy for you. As a servant, I simply prayed to Allah." Meanwhile, the villagers were awestruck, wondering, who is this noble person? How did he perform this miracle? He speaks of a Lord. Who is this Lord? Is this noble person's Lord more powerful than our God? Abdul Qadir Jilani addressed the villagers. "O villagers, this tree cannot bestow any blessings upon you. Only Allah the Almighty is capable of granting blessings." The villagers began whispering among themselves, discussing the saint's words. Observing this change among the villagers, the priest grew despondent and slowly began to leave the place. After witnessing this miracle of Abdul Qadir Jilani with their own eyes, the villagers decided to accept the message of oneness of God. They addressed the saint, saying, "O noble one, we don't know who you are, but we accept your Lord as our Lord. We realize now that we were on the wrong path all this time. Today, Almighty Allah has shown us the path of guidance. We've understood that creation has no power. All power belongs solely to the Creator." Abdul Qadir Jilani then instructed the villagers, "O villagers, go to your families. Share this entire incident with them and invite them all to accept oneness of God." Following the saint's advice, the villagers recounted the whole story to their families. Their family members began asking, "Who is this noble person? Is he some deity? Only a god could perform such impossible feats." The villagers responded, "No, he's not a deity. He is a beloved saint of Allah. The Almighty accepted his prayer and granted us these blessings, delivering us from hardship." All doubts vanished from their hearts. Everyone declared, "From now on, we will prostrate to none but Allah alone. We proclaim the Almighty as our Lord." Even the elderly priest himself ultimately accepted the message of oneness of God. Addressing Abdul Qadir Jilani, the priest said, "O respected one, I now prostrate to that Lord who is yours, mine, and everyone's, the creator of this entire universe." Dear respected Muslim brothers and sisters, let us now learn another inspiring story of Abdul Qadir Jilani. In a village near Baghdad, there lived a woman whose husband had passed away, leaving her with only one son. By Allah's will, this son fell gravely ill. The desperate mother tried every possible treatment, but her son's condition only worsened. Day by day, she watched helplessly as her child, her only companion in this world, grew weaker. One day, a well-wisher advised her, "In sacred Baghdad lives a beloved saint of Allah. Take your son to him. If this saint prays for him, by Allah's will, your child may recover." The woman immediately set out for the saint's shrine with her dying son. But during the journey, the boy's condition deteriorated further. He lost consciousness. Overcome with grief, the mother broke down weeping. A passerby asked, "O servant of Allah, why do you cry so bitterly?" Between sobs, she explained, "My only son is deathly ill. I was taking him to Baghdad's saint, but now he's worse than ever." The stranger comforted her. "Dear sister, have patience. Continue to the saint's shrine. When he prays to Allah, his supplications are surely answered." These words rekindled hope in her heart. She carried her lifeless child to the saint's court. Upon arrival, the saint gravely informed her, "O Allah's servant, nothing more can be done. Your son has passed away. Accept Allah's decree with patience." The woman's anguished wails drew a crowd. Suddenly a young boy approached and asked gently, "Why do you weep so?" "Who are you?" she choked out between tears. The boy replied, "I am Abdul Qadir, a student from Jilan. Please tell me your sorrow." After hearing her tragic story, young Abdul Qadir astonished everyone by declaring, "Respected mother, your son hasn't died. See, he lives." To her amazement, the woman saw her son stirring, breathing again. Stunned, she cried, "My son was dead. How have you restored his life? Who are you truly?" The future Saint Abdul Qadir Jilani humbly explained, "Allah hasn't granted me power over life and death. That belongs to Him alone. Seeing your grief, I simply prayed, O Allah, ease this mother's unbearable pain. You who own the universe, for whom nothing is impossible, show her mercy. Your servants have none but you. By your will, even destiny may change." Almighty Allah accepted this prayer and restored your son's life.